Hello everybody and welcome to my Blue Beetle review. For the purpose of the fact that it's a new release, I wanted to put a spoiler warning in front of this just to be safe. If you are fine with spoilers, continue, otherwise turn back now. Alright, let's do this.
Whatever you can imagine, I can create.
Let's party.
Yeah!
Nice choice.
I just want to...
Okay, so this movie blew me away. Now, I have some interesting things to say on this movie, so I want to go through and talk about a few things relating to it. So, first of all, I wanted to say that I was impressed by how much amazing action was in this movie. I was not expecting to be as engaging as I thought it would be. And on another note, there's something interesting I want to talk about with the release of this movie. So, in previous reviews, I've said for big releases and stuff, there's moments where I've cried while watching the movie. And I would like to be honest and say that's about half true. Now, years ago, I went through some stuff that I conformed myself not to cry. And so, nowadays, it's super difficult to get me to cry. So when I'm watching those movies and I say I cried, I meant that, like, I could feel the emotion, I just didn't shed an actual physical tear. But while watching this movie, I shed an actual physical tear. And it shocked me in the moment. I'm like, whoa. And it was interesting because I couldn't tell what it was for. If it was for tears of joy for the amazing action throughout the movie, or if it was because it was an emotional scene and I was, reacting to that through emotion. I couldn't tell. But what I will say is, when you are a movie or something nowadays that can make me cry like that, you got my respect and you got yourself a good movie. Another thing I wanted to talk about relating to Blue Beetle is the whole aspect of the DC universe right now. Because this is the best DC movie I have ever seen. The only exception I would have is the Lego Batman movie, but technically that's a DC animated movie. I'm talking about, like, the DC universe and live action stuff. This is the best DC movie I've ever seen. And I think this is what's interesting about it. So first of all, I gotta say that with the recent movies, they're trying to end off this franchise and stuff. And they were doing it pretty well, but they were leaving it pretty open-ended, like they could bring a lot of characters back. And in my opinion, they should reboot everything. Start fresh no matter what. And the fact that James Gunn has already said this is part of the new DC universe is giving me hope. Because if the rest of the DC movies are going to be like this movie, I'm going to be watching every single one of them. And I wanted to talk about how the movie ended, because it was interesting. The villain blew himself up and sacrificed himself and defeated the main villain, so those guys are out of the picture now. So I was like, okay, well, how are they going to do a sequel to this? Well, in the post-credit scene, it was shown that it looks like the original Blue Beetle, or the love interest father in this movie, is still alive and out there somewhere. That's where I'm like, okay, I know what they can do for a sequel for this. There's so many things they can do. And I hope that this actually gets an actual sequel, even though it's probably going to flop. I hope it gets something, instead of just having Blue Beetle pop up in side project, which I would still love that. But I wish that, Blue Beetle can actually get a proper movie sequel, because this movie deserves it. Overall, enjoyable movie like heck. I was, super surprised on how amazing this was, and I am so thankful that I went to go see this. And one of the last things I wanted to say on it really quick, I want to say something that's probably going to be controversial, and something that is going to be a hard thing for me to say, which is, this is better than every superhero movie I've seen since Endgame. Now, the only exception to this is Across the Spider-Verse, because that was pretty good. But that's tied with this. Everything else is way far below it. This movie truly was incredible. and I am so happy I watched it. Overall, I give it a 10 out of 10, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, everybody. I love the heck out of this, and I hope you guys will go see it. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.
Okay. I want to fly. Let's do this. Yeah!
You gotta force it to come out.
What do you... You're a genius.
I know. What'd I say?
No, 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 no.